have to ask, how's your week going? Is it going good? For those of us that were here in the U.S. and celebrated Memorial Day, you're probably on day 2 of your short week. Perhaps some of you had to work on Monday. I'm sorry if you did. It's Tracy Brinkman. Welcome to another episode of YourSuccessAtLast.com tips to improve performance. Your podcast is here to give you your daily boost of motivation and your little tips and techniques to keep you headed along your path to your success at last. So anyway, like I was saying, how's your week going? Going good, I hope. Mine's going really good, man. I had a great day today. Had a great day yesterday. Of course, I had Monday off and I was chilling. Of course, I still sent out my podcast for you guys, like I said I would, and I had a nice weekend. It was a little overcast out here, but it was still nice nonetheless. Sunday was beautiful. Saturday was beautiful. Got out and about a little bit, but the week is going good. Got good things. Looking forward to the rest of the week. How about you? Going good? So let's today we're going to be talking about dealing with failure and your hourly and or daily moods. I mean, it kind of depends on who you are. Some of us have hourly moods. Some of us have daily moods. Some of them really have weekly moods, and we'll talk a little bit about that. But let's start first with the question of the day. What do you want? Not what do you want, but what do you want or need to change? I mean, I want you to think, really pause and think about that. What is it you want to change? What is it that you need to change? And sometimes this is like the skills and the talents thing. Question I asked you the other day or yesterday, and you may have to ask some of your friends and trusted loved ones, what is it you need to change? Sorry, I had to get a little drink there. I had a little dry mouth. But anyway, because you may be so close to the issue, it may not necessarily be a problem. It may just be something holding you back, and you may be so close to it you don't realize that's what it is. It could be something simple like you need to get up a little earlier because the only time you really have free would be that quiet time in the morning. Perhaps you're a parent and you've got a 9 to 5 job, and you got to pick up the kids at the end of the day, and you got to make dinner, and you got to do a little house cleaning, and man, there's laundry you got to pick up around the house, and of course there's homework, and then there's always those events that the kids are going to. I mean, you want to keep them involved. It keeps them off the streets and teach them social skills, and you want to be a part of their lives, and you will never miss an event. I know if you were anything like me, you are not going to miss a play, a recital, a practice, or any kind of event. You want to be there to all of them, or everyone that you could physically be there to. So your days are jam packed. So maybe that one thing that's getting in your way to start your business, to elevate your skill set, to do whatever it is you want to do along the path to your success at last is getting up an hour early. Sitting down in the quiet of the morning, as the dew is out there and the only things are awake are you and the rabbits. Right? We have rabbits up in my backyard. I see them in the morning, and the birds, of course. So it's kind of popped into my head. Anyway, so you're sitting there, right, at the kitchen table, a little steaming cup of coffee or tea or whatever your morning drink happens to be, a little OJ, and you're doing something to move yourself along to your whatever is your dream, your goal, your desire is. It could be something as simple as that. It could be something far more difficult. You may have some challenges financially. You may have some challenges with a relationship, and those you may know what they are. Or a friend may tell you, "Look, dude, you got to dump this, or you got to change that." Or their personal opinions. If you did this one thing, you could change your whole life. So what is it you want or need to change? I'm going to beat these questions into you. No, actually, I'm going to really try and stress how important these questions are, because questions are one of the pivotal things that can change your life if you think about it. Because, like I've said a number of times, the human body is a fascinating biomechanical device, and the mind is just awe-inspiring. And you ask these questions, and it will give you an answer. So you want to ask good questions. And I try to give you these questions every day to help stimulate that thought process. Okay, so I've beat that one down enough. Dealing with failure. One of the things about attitude, it is Winning Attitude Wednesday, isn't it? Of course it is, and you're going to have that winning attitude, even if you're losing. And that comes into what this is talking about here today with your positive attitude or your positive outlook on life. And of course, with positive attitude, you want to be a realist. Don't get so sucked into the rose-colored glasses of life. But I want you to have a positive outlook because this positive outlook is going to help you handle failure for what it is. Well, what is it, Tracy? Well, really, failure or getting the results you don't like or whatever woo-woo way you want to say it is really nothing more than a temporary setback. Brian Tracy says it's not really failure, it's a result. It may not be the results you expected, but it's a result. And then you can take results, you can review them, and then you can act upon them, right? And you see, if you look at it from that angle with a kind of a positive attitude, hey, I got a result, which means I took action, and my action gave me this, and I didn't have this before, and what can I learn from this is that, and I'm going to take that, go back and take the next action, change it a little bit with the new learnings, and get a new result. And I keep repeating this cycle until the result is what I wanted. And you know what? Here's what I found, of course, across almost 50 years of life. The results are never always what you expect. Sometimes they're really close, and that can be viewed as positive. And sometimes they're way different than what you expect, and a lot of people would view that as negative. Now, if you have a negative attitude, you're going to see that failing. You don't think about them as results at that point. You think them as failure, right? Oh, woe is me. And that failure is usually viewed as the end of the line. You know what? It's like the old saying, if at first you don't succeed, it's not so much try again. Try and try again, because that could allude to trying the same thing over and over again. And we all know what that leads to, insanity. I want you to try something else, right? If at first you don't succeed, do something else. And that something else could be just a little different. I've done a lot of marketing with the companies I've worked with over the years, and they test and they test and they test and they test and they test. And they change one little thing. And they may have 3 tests going on that all seem exactly the same to the naked eye, but this one little thing, and that one little thing makes all the difference. Okay? So you want to, if at first you don't succeed, do something else. You can try the same thing with a little tweak, a little tweak, and a little tweak until you find just that right mix. And you see, when you have that positive attitude, you're going to see all those failings as useful and even necessary. And I don't like calling them failings, but all those results, all those unexpected results, as necessary and useful for you to reach your success at last and have the life that you dream, desire, and deserve. I mean, you'll even be able to fail, and literally, I'm going to use the word fail this time, and stand up with almost a smile on your face and try again. And these failures or these successes can affect your moods. And that leads us into our next topic, and that was a rough transition. Wow. Talk about jerking the transition around. I want to talk a little bit about daily moods. And it could be weekly moods. And for some, and let me say some like myself, you perhaps, you could be you, right? Okay. Hourly moods. Oh my gosh. I mean, you may say things like, I am not a morning person, or I refuse to smile until I have my coffee, right? Or things like, I only get like this during that time of the month. See, these are little indicators of what could be a growing problem. Your mind, I'm going to come back to this again, your mind is this just phantasmic operating device, and you're feeding it commands with these words, these statements, it's like the questions I try to get you to ask yourself every day. These statements start to emanate inside your head, and your mind starts thinking like that. Well, I am not a morning person, so stop trying to get me up so early, okay? Or I only get like this during that time of the month. So the minute you start going through that time of the month, There are real physical reasons why you get grumpy and you're irritable. Your body's going through some things, and that's totally understandable. But now you're feeding inside your head that it's time to be like that because it's that time of the month. You're giving yourself all the indicators to really string a bad mood together. And this is going to affect your overall attitude. And this is not what we want. And for your guys, I mean, you guys do stupid things too, like, man, I hate it when my team loses. Well, yeah, you do, but don't let that affect your mood. I mean, you're not playing the game. You didn't lose the game. All right? Anyway, all right, so when you feel like things haven't been going very well for several hours, several days, several weeks, do something about it. Wow, great, Tracy. Thanks for the great advice. Duh, do something about it. No, seriously, if you do anything to change your mood, right? Um, Go see something inspiring. Go to an art museum. Go for a walk. Call up someone that always puts a smile on your face. I have a couple of friends that if I call them up, I know I'm going to hang up that phone with a pretty good view of life. They make me giggle, they make me laugh, they know to push all the right buttons. We've been together, we've been friends for so long, you know that part of me, and they bring it out. And before you know it, you've got a good mood going. But if you don't, before you know it, a few bad days or a few bad hours can really change the image of who you are from happy to unhappy. And you may think these moods here and there are acceptable. These bad moods, they're okay. I just get them every once in a while. But until you realize that they're starting to consume a better part of your life, I want you to do something about it. And you start realizing, oh wow, I've been in a bad mood for like 3 days. All right, that's probably 2.5 days too long to have let it go. But the good thing is you noticed it. So the next time you're in a bad mood, try and catch yourself. And this is really hard to do. It's going to take a little bit of habitual training, so to speak. But when you're in a bad mood, try and catch yourself to change that mood. Don't just say, I've had such a lousy day. Yeah, you had a lousy day. But try and find some good things to focus on, right? What is it you want or need to change? I'm going to come back to that question. If that want or need to change at that moment is your mood, well, there you have your answer. The good news is, if you take even a small step and you take those steps consistently, they're going to have huge improvements on not only your hourly mood, but your overall mood. And you're going to even have more improvements over your ability to respond to a bad mood in a very positive way, to respond to your bad mood by giving you that skill and that ability to change it almost on a fly. You just go, all right, I'm not in a bad mood anymore. Now, honestly, it's not that easy right away, but over time you can learn to, you know what, it's all good. Water under the bridge. All right, here's what I can do to change it. Take the actions, take that first step towards changing it, and that motivates you, and that inspires you, and that alters your mood. And next thing you know, your mood's gone from bad to neutral, from neutral to good. What is it you want or need to change today? I'm going to leave you with that. And as I always leave you, think successfully and take action. Have a great day.